Energy Seconds. Granholm claims U.S. can learn from China on climate change. U.S. Department of Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm claimed that Americans can learn from what China is doing in combating climate change. U.S. Department of Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm claimed Friday that Americans can learn from what China is doing in combating climate change. During an interview at the annual SXSW conference in Austin, Texas, Granholm sang the praises of China for its efforts to reduce climate change, claiming the country is actually very sensitive about the issue, more so than the United States. Granholm made these claims despite the fact that China recently hit its coal production record last year. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, 55% of China's energy now comes from fossil fuel compared to 11% in the U.S. Top Republican raises alarm on Biden Energy Secretary's work with China-connected group pushing gas stove ban. Department of Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm claimed that the U.S. can learn from China's climate change policies. Department of Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm claimed that the U.S. can learn from China's climate change policies. SXSW studio host Wahaha Ali conducted the interview with Granholm and mentioned China's negligence on climate during their discussion. He prompted Granholm, saying that China and the US are doing so much damage to the world by neglecting the climate. Ali said, "I want to talk about accountability. We don't know what's going to happen, but with China specifically, right? When we're talking about, if it's Wuhan, or if it's not, but accountability when it comes to those countries that are doing so much damage to the world, when it comes to climate change. I hate to say it's China and it's also the United States of America." He asked, "How do we hold China and ourselves accountable for what we are doing around the world?" Granholm said that the U.S., led by official climate envoy John Kerry, has been trying to get all of these countries to agree to very aggressive targets to be able to make sure that we don't get climate global warming happening over, 1.5 degrees. Biden admin cracks down on washers, fridges in latest climate action, over-regulation on steroids. File photo, U.S. Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm hosts a U.S. Department of Energy news conference in Washington, U.S., December 13, 2022. File photo, U.S. Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm hosts a U.S. Department of Energy news conference in Washington, U.S., December 13, 2022. She explained how the U.S. wants to get to net zero by 2050 and is really pushing other countries to do the same. Granholm said, "I mean, there's a couple of countries that we know are outliers and don't care," but clarified that China isn't actually one of them. She then praised China's climate change efforts, saying, "But, I think China has been very sensitive, and has actually invested a lot in their solutions, to achieve their goals." Granholm added, "So we're hopeful that, we can all learn from what China is doing." The secretary also noted, the amount of money that they're investing in clean energy is actually, encouraging. Chinese President Xi Jinping attends the 29th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Bangkok, Thailand, November 19, 2022. The US and China have agreed to cooperate on the climate crisis in the last couple of years, though some experts don't believe that China is as serious about protecting the climate as the country claims. Texas Public Policy Foundation Chief National Initiatives Officer Chuck DeVore told Fox News Digital in January that China's climate change initiatives are merely a device to engage gullible Westerners into thinking that somehow we can get meaningful cooperation.